Okay. So let me start with the non-ferrous metal, that is aluminum industry. This is one of my favorite industry, and we have couple of companies which is really fantastic. Not only the cost leadership point of view, but also the way they have diversified. So, first of all, let us understand the aluminum industry. And these aluminum stocks are usually, you can say that they are cyclical in nature. Why they are cyclical in nature? Because aluminum stocks are usually riskier as their fortunes are prone to economic booms and busts. So, every 3 4 years, you will find the cycle goes up and goes down depending upon this is what exactly I observed. Last 30 years, I'm observing the aluminum price, and you will get the opportunity. One time you will get an opportunity to earn extraordinary profit, right? So, what you should do actually, I always track the LME, London Metal Stock Exchange, that is a metal stock exchange, and monitoring the price of the aluminum. And let me go to the next slide. You can see the LME aluminum real time live chart, and this is what exactly I have just now pulled the price from 2012 to 2022 21, right? If you see the price of the aluminum, it is a cyclical. It goes up, goes down, again goes up, goes down, and again is going up. And primarily the reason for going up and going down is that whenever supply exceeds the demand, the price goes down. And as you know very well that the whenever the selling price of the metal, that is aluminum, whenever it is less than the variable cost of the any company, definitely they have to shut down the operations, otherwise they will incur heavy losses. So what happens actually, these aluminum companies, most of the aluminum companies, they have to shut down the operation whenever the variable cost, on an average the variable cost is 1600 to $1700 per ton. And whenever it goes down below 1600, 80 to 90% of these smelter companies in the world, they have to shut down. Now who are the remaining companies? That is something, that is the companies which enjoying the cost leadership. The companies called Hindalco, Nalco, right? The Hindalco and Nalco, and third company is Vedanta. Now let me tell you why they are the lowest cost producer in the world. In fact, Hindalco is the lowest cost producer in the world because the first we'll understand the industry, and then you yourself can make out why these companies are lowest cost producer in the world. So basically, to manufacture the aluminum, what exactly need actually is that you have to require the bauxite mines, coal mines. These are the important, like raw material. So let us understand the aluminum industry, how it works actually. The profitability of the aluminum industry, if you see the expenses, and these expenses are the raw material, that is a power cost, employees, freight, and interest. Usually, all the aluminum companies, they locate near the bauxite mines. The biggest trait of the aluminum industry being a commodity, first of all, it is a it is a cyclical, wherein there are the periodic ups and down. And that said, when the compared with the cement and the steel, aluminum is a value add commodity. It is highly capital intensive also. So basically, in order to find out the replacement cost, so whenever any analyst, when they value the metal company, they see the replacement cost of the company, right? If suppose, if you want to if you see the aluminum capacity of Hindalco, it is 1.3 million ton. In order to calculate what is the replacement cost, So basically, it is 200 billion rupees required for 1 million ton of greenfield capacity expansion. So cost efficiency plays a critical role in the survival of a company in the sector, for which the control over inputs, the raw material is utmost important. And fortunately, the advantage of having the fifth largest bauxite reserves in the world, coupled with the cheap and abundant labor supply, helps the Indian companies to retain the distinction of being the lowest cost producer in the world. So, if I want to compare the steel industry and the aluminum industry, I prefer aluminum industry compared to steel industry, because one of the advantage we are having in India, first of all, the cost of labor is also low, bauxite mines, and we are the largest reserve in when we produce the thermal power. So coal require, bauxite require, at the same time labor. All these three are required in abundant supply. So we are the lowest cost producer in the world. So globally, industry is less fragmented when compared with the steel and cement. So on the basis of scale of operation and the level of integration, the aluminum producers can be categorized into two types: integrated producer, that is a primary producer, and the secondary producer. So primary producers are Hindalco, Nalco. They are producing the aluminum from the bauxite. Now let me tell you the what is the ratio between the bauxite and the aluminum. So every 5 tons of bauxite, right? First of all, you have to produce the alumina. That is 50% of bauxite mines. So that means the 5 tons of bauxite, you can produce 2.5 tons of alumina, and you can produce 50% of the alumina, you can produce the aluminum. So Nalco is one of the biggest producer of alumina. They are not producing the aluminum in so much quantity. However, Hindalco is producing, Vedanta Industries, Vedanta is also producing the aluminum, right? So basically, they are the primary producer. The secondary producers are automobile industry, they or auto ancillary industry. They consume the aluminum, right? And that is these companies are secondary producer, right? So from they produce value added products like wheels are there, the packaging material, packaging foils. These are the material they produce they are the secondary producer. So aluminum products can be classified under the three categories, actually speaking. So the three categories is called roll products, that is which you use in automobile industry, extrusion, and the foils. So what actually the revenue which we can say that we use for the, so again the revenue depends upon the the price of the material, price of the metal, and the growth prospect of the aluminum industries are the functions of economic growth. So in the Indian context, you can say that if there is an economic slowdown, thus influence the demand for aluminum, as it uses industries like infrastructure, transportation, consumer durables, housing gets affected. It must be noted that the consumption pattern of the aluminum in India is tilted largely in favor of power and electricity, because the power cost is a major raw material. Let me tell you, that is also raw material. So expense is around 30 to 40% of their cost. Is because they have to use the power extensively, and without the power, definitely they cannot survive. So most of the aluminum companies, they have their own captive power plant, right? And that's the reason they are the lowest cost producer in the world. The key application of aluminum across sector is in product like power transformer, railways, auto industries, packaging, consumer durable sectors, body parts. So investor can easily find out the potential for aluminum demand based on aforesaid user industries. Basically, if you see the consumption of aluminum compared to steel, the aluminum is actually consumption is 20 times compared to 20 times means is the growth rate is 20 times compared to steel is 7 to 9 times in last 30 years. So basically aluminum is definitely consuming consumption pattern, if you see, it is growing faster than steel actually. What we see actually, and what I also review, the London Metal Exchange, very important for, and that is, if you really want to make money, very easy to make money. Let me tell you, this is a cyclical industry and cyclical company. So Hindalco is the lowest cost producer in the world. Nalco is the lowest cost producer in the world. So whenever the price goes down, aluminum, whenever it price goes down, that time all the aluminum companies, if you see the market price of the companies, that will also go down like anything. You may find 90 rupees, 100 rupees Hindalco, and Nalco you'll get 25, 30 rupees. And definitely they will survive. 101% they will survive because they are the lowest cost producer in the world. It is just like, if they shut down, that means if their selling price less than their variable cost, that means absolutely no production at all in aluminum. So that means it is not possible that, they can incur the losses. I'll repeat again, very difficult that companies like Hindalco, Nalco, they will incur any losses, right? When 99% smelters shut down, they will continue because their variable cost is, much lower than this, the bottom selling price. And then moment, most of the smelter plant, they shut down, the definitely the demand goes up and the price also goes up. You can see that here. What will find the price of the market stock, the stock price of the Hindalco and Nalco, it will be three times, four times, right? For example, if you see the Hindalco, it went down here, and you can see it is went up. Now this price of Hindalco today, you see 390 to 395 rupees. Nalco is around 70, 80 rupees. It went up from 25. Again, what I'm saying that, whether it is risky, whether you lose money, you should purchase here, not when it touched the peak. So every 3 years, what I'm saying that, you know you can double, triple your money, very easy. Absolutely. But only thing is that, keep a track of the LME aluminum cycle, how the cycle works. Now you can see that it has already, you can see that, reached the peak. Whether you should purchase the aluminum stock, my answer is no. Okay, wait for the opportunity. Wait for the opportunity when it goes down, because now slowly, slowly, what I have seen that supply is exceeding the demand. Moment this price is crossing more than 2,300, $2,500, per ton, the many smelter companies, they increase their production. And moment they increase the production, the supply exceeds the demand, and as a result, price will started going down. And that will come, definitely it will come down. You should enter somewhere here whenever the aluminum price goes down below 1,800 dollars. So just now, there is no point of entering. So this is very easy. I'm telling you, easy to make money. Let me tell you. And one thing is very important, that advantage of Hindalco. Now this is something which I just want to say, that Hindalco is the lowest cost producer in the world. At the same time, so given a choice, Hindalco, Vedanta, and the Nalco, I would rather prefer Hindalco, and the reason is very simple. They have acquired Novelis. Novelis is something which is, they are producing the cans. Cans, that is, what you are, Coke, Pepsi cans are the aluminum cans. They are the one of the largest producer in the world. Let me show you the 1 minute Hindalco report. Hindalco. See, I'll tell you one thing. If you keep an eye on certain stocks, no, definitely you can make money easily. You can see that this is the Hindalco statement. Analyst, whenever they have the presentation, Novelis, this is something which they have acquired, the company Novelis. Novelis is a, what they have done actually is a value addition. They are adding the value to the company. Ragini, can you stop? Mute your sound. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, this company Novelis, when Hindalco acquired Novelis, that time Novelis was incurring heavy losses. This is absolutely turnaround story, you know. So this company Novelis, so what happened? Novelis is consuming the aluminum, right? So here, what exactly the Hindalco is doing? Hindalco is producing aluminum, and Novelis is consuming the aluminum, and they're producing, car body also. At the same time, they're also producing the cans. Now, car body, what I'm saying that they use the fusion technology. That is one of the unique patented technology where they can reduce the weight of the car. How they reduce the weight of the car? The inner layer is made up of aluminum and outer layer is made up of steel. So basically they can fuse the two metals and they can reduce the weight of the car. And 99% of the leading car manufacturer, they are the customer of Novelis. They are enjoying the monopoly, right? And that's something which is very exciting. And they are, they have the world over plans. So basically, if you see that this company Novelis plus Hindalco, Novelis is a 100% subsidiary of Hindalco, right? And they are doing great job. Copper is something which is, they are the one of the largest producer in the world. Only problem with the copper is that, getting the copper mines here in India, that is not available. So they have to import from the Australia. And that's one of the reason why, because the transportation cost is very high, shipping cost is very high. So what they do actually, they only do the processing work. And the performance of the copper unit compared to the aluminum is not so high, because they only charge. Making means processing charges, that's all. So it's like a outsourcing. So they don't they get the material, raw material, and they process the extract the copper. So again, this is copper is something which is, I can say it's supporting. But main important is aluminum. Entire company's fortune depends upon the aluminum. At the same time, the Novelis, Novelis is something which is going great actually. And if I scroll down the couple of slide, so you can see that the again aluminum industry depends upon the GDP. Okay. And you can see that current year to 2021, the GDP is going to, we are expecting the 6% GDP. That means the aluminum will do well 100%. And because the base effect is also low, so you can say that. But anyway, the aluminum industry is, the fortune depends upon the GDP growth rate. So aluminum will do well. Definitely they will do well. Okay. You can see the global price of the aluminum is going down. You can see 1497, they where 90% of smelters will come, definitely not viable. And then when they shut down this smelter, is going up, the price is going up, again it will go down definitely, right? So you have to keep an eye. And this is a, I'll tell you, last 30 years I have already taken the advantage of the aluminum cycle. You can easily make money, I can tell you, easily. So again, making money, for if you keep an eye, it's very easy to understand the cycle. Only thing is that you have to see the, when you to enter and when you to get out, right? But at least keep certain stock. You should keep at least. Ashish, can you mute the sound? Thank you. If you see the financial performance also is great. uh, Basically I see the debt equity ratio, that is very much important. Once upon a time this company was a debt free company, I really like. But when they expanded, then let me show you one, revenue, EBITDA, consolidated financial performance. Just give me 1 minute. See, I really like this chart. The net debt of the company is going down. You can see that last 4 5 years, even it is, whenever cycle is down, you can see that company has taken the additional debt. 2020, that time the price was 1400 dollar per ton. So that time they increased the debt. Moment the price recovery started, their net debt position is going down. And that is something they are expecting to be become a debt free company next year. So I really like this. If you see the cash and cash equivalents, it is healthy actually, 18,575 crores. The gross debt is this money. Why they need actually? Because no, because of Novelis. Novelis no, because it is spread across world. Actually, the around 100 plants are there. Novelis wherever you need the cans no, that no Novelis is always there. So again, what I my suggestion is that this is a cyclical industry. Sometimes I like cyclical industry, because you get an opportunity to make money easily. So this is something is a key actually. You know the prices is going down, going up, going down, going up. This is a cycle, aluminum cycle, and the fortune is depends upon this cycle. I always expect that price goes down, I'll be happy whenever, because the all the good companies like Hindalco, Nalco, they also price the market price also goes down, and I we know very well that there is always a jump. So every 3 years, you can see 3 to 4 years you have to wait for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Basically, 4 years is a cycle. 3 to 4 years is a cycle where you get an opportunity to enter, and every 4 years you get an opportunity to get out. But you have to also don't be greedy. Actually, whenever price if it goes up say above 400 rupees, when the analysts always recommended buy. I think so. You should get out. See, whenever always remember that whenever people are buying, you should sell. When people are selling, you should buy. That is the story. Especially I'm talking about the excellent companies like Hindalco and Nalco, right? Nalco is a PSU definitely. So somewhat Nalco I don't like, but yes, I prefer Hindalco and Vedanta. But I definitely, if I have to select Hindalco and the Vedanta, I'll select Hindalco, because Hindalco is something which is at least they are enjoying the cost leadership, and that company will be the last company to file bankruptcy. You can say that if you don't produce aluminum that time, that Hindalco is something which is you can think about. Otherwise, this is one of the safest stock. I'm telling you, Hindalco. Everyone should have, but when to buy? So you have to wait for that. You have to wait for that, wait for the cycle to come down. Okay, and definitely I will remind you whenever cycle comes down, when I will enter, that time I will also say that okay fine, this is time to enter. But you can take the advantage actually. Whenever cycle goes down, enter big numbers, no problem, right? I've got an experience of 30 years. Enter and get out, absolutely no problem. You will get at least your money will be 3 times 4 times every 4 5 years. Very easy. Someone is asking questions. PSUs are well destroyer. Ashish is saying. So well actually, I think the government is realizing that they want to capitalize now. Make sure that PSU companies. I'll tell you, Nelco is a great company. I'll tell you a story that in 93, 94, I'm talking about when I was analyzing the company Nalco and Hindalco, both were producing the aluminum. It was like a Hindalco and Nalco, the production capacity and every profitability point of view, both are at par. But you can see the Hindalco, like how they have acquired Novelis, and they're still in the acquisition spree. They want to acquire more and more company. They want to install more capacity. The another known for us metal I like is zinc. That is a Hindustan zinc. But next, I will definitely discuss that Hindustan zinc next time. But this is something which is safest bet, I can say that, the aluminum industry. And but any only problem is that you should know when to enter and when to get out. That's very important. Otherwise, you will get trapped. If you enter here, for example, when the price is peak, maybe you can see the fall. So same, the all these stock price of the aluminum will follow LME. So if becomes 300 to becomes it becomes 100 rupees also, and 100 becomes again 400 rupees. So I have witnessed the ups and down at least 4 to 5 times. Okay. Any questions so far about the aluminum? This is, I'm telling you, to make money again. It is just like you have to understand the cycle. It's a cyclical industry, so you have to understand the cycle, and then you can take a call. Any question? You can unmute and you can ask me the question. Yeah. Any question? Is it easy actually? And there is an integration advantage also. So only in India we have the advantage because we have bauxite mines, coal mines, and the cheap labor. So that's something which is very important. Even the in we are the one of the largest bauxite mines we have. So we are lucky, right? Yeah. You can unmute your sound, please, and you can talk. Sir, I bought Hindalco shares 3 months ago. So should I sell? What price you purchase? What price you bought, Ruchika? That's very important, right? 3 months ago, what's the price Ruchika you bought?
So 400, I guess.
So that's why I told you. Remember what I said? Is it a good price? What do you say? Can you see the cycle? That's a that's a problem with the investors. Easily get trapped. You entered here. You can see that. Now, what do you expect now? You tell me. What do you expect? And already the supply is exceeding the demand now. See, I'll tell you, whenever the price, see, the on an average, the cost for producing the aluminum is around $1,900 per ton. If it is exceeding 2,400, 500, definitely there are many companies will venture into producing the aluminum. And that's the reason the supply exceeds demand. Moment supply exceeds demand, this price will definitely come down. See, overnight you cannot require the aluminum, right? The price has to come down. The price comes down, then definitely the profitability also will be impacted. And profitability impacted, definitely the all the stock market price of the aluminum companies will definitely go down. So you think about that. I have already explained you how to read. Vedanta. Now, Vedanta is one of the, Ashish has asked me that please share the view on Vedanta. Vedanta is definitely belongs to aggressive group, that is Agarwal, and they have the problem, right? The copper smelting project, which is in Tuticorin, and they are facing a huge problem. Let me tell you. Only the advantage of Vedanta is that they have the Hindustan Zinc, and Hindustan Zinc is a subsidiary of Vedanta, and that's only the advantage the Vedanta is enjoying. The other advantage they enjoy Vedanta is when they acquire the cane oil. That is something that is a now the price of the petrol, you can see, cross already 100 rupees. The crude oil price goes up. That will add the bottom line to Vedanta. Vedanta is a good company, but I don't like Vedanta. A couple of reasons. 93 I'm talking about, 93, 95, company called Sterlite Industries Limited, that is only the Vedanta. This Sterlite Industries Limited, they came out with the delisting, and they try to delist and try to cheat the shareholders. Let me tell you, I'm very blunt here. uh, so even I also surrendered the shares. Sterlite Technology and Sterlite Metal, so they split into two parts. And then again they again they listed the Sterlite Industries, and they again merged Malco, Madras Aluminium. They also merged a couple of companies, and now it is Vedanta Resources. Again they try to delist. So whether you should trust the promoter, I would rather say that I would not suggest. Acha, Rajesh is telling me that Sir Novelis was my client, really good. If I understand the business, no, Novelis is one of the best company now. It was a loss-making company, Novelis, and now it is turned around. And really, I'm telling you, it's a wonderful company. I'm telling you, Novelis. And Hindalco is lucky to have Novelis. Now they have the what the problem was Hindalco was facing, and you know very well that more you add value to any product, you will earn higher margin. And what exactly Novelis is actually? Novelis is producing cans, and they are producing the they have the fusion technology, and they are supplying the car body to the car manufacturer. And so definitely whatever aluminum produced by the Hindalco, it is straight away whether they indirectly consumed by Novelis. So Novelis is a consumer, you can say they are going to they are the indirectly they are a customer of Hindalco. So is an internal customer of Hindalco, and that's the reason they will never face the problem. Hindalco will never face the problem. There is another question is there. ICICI Security is having a target price of 475 for Hindalco. Would you recommend selling now? Bought it for 388. Okay. So you can wait for that. Please have a stop loss. So for example, if you have 388, maybe you can have a stop loss of 375 and continue. I'll tell you that, price behavior, I cannot say, but I can say that whatever the more than 350 rupees, whatever you bought, actually that is higher price. So basically, if I recommend selling now, no, you hold it, and please keep a strictly you should keep a stop loss 375. That is my suggestion. Holding Vedanta at the rate of 342 came from Ken, who suggests to switch or hold. Ashish. So, I'll tell you that Vedanta is something which is, they know how to play around, right? So basically, I suggest you that uh, good management and good business. This is something which I always tell. Um, you can continue with the Vedanta. Okay, see whether price is going upward. But yeah, have a strictly stop loss. Maybe you can switch over to Hindalco later. So even Hindalco is now it is also expensive. Let me tell you. So your view on the government owned companies like NMDC and SAIL. NMDC and SAIL, I don't like. So I'll tell you, you have limited amount of money, resources. Invest in those company where you trust management and you trust business, right? NMDC also is a good company. I'm not saying that it's a bad company, but still, I see the management first. Management is very important. I exit Vedanta a huge loss. Muli is saying during their recent delisting effort due to their fear of further losses. Later, the deal is failed. Stock is 265 now. Yes, Murli, actually, that is something which is unfortunate. This is how the Vedanta is playing. So Vedanta management is playing. So that's why always trust the management. You have to see the management quality. That's very important. Good business and good management. So that's why I don't trust Vedanta. Let me tell you. At what about the BAIL and ONGC? ONGC is a different game altogether. ONGC is a PSU company. The most problem with the ONGC is that first of all, it is owned by the government, and the ONGC, they are not able to take the advantage of increasing the crude price because they have the ceiling actually. That means that whenever the price goes up, they have the problem with the increase in the crude price, and that's the reason you won't find the profitability of the ONGC. If ONGC is allowed to sell the crude price at the market price, definitely ONGC you can see the 300 rupees, 400 rupees price. But now, Bail,
Tell us that
Bail,
our boss. नहीं है कुछ और कुछ
can you mute your sound? Can you mute your sound? Okay. How to judge if a management is good, sir? Okay, Swati. Management is good, sir, means you can see the behavior of management. For example, management, if it is investor friendly, they will definitely try to make sure that their dividend policy is also very important. Their the way they diversify the company, the way their investment. For example, if you see the Hindalco, they have invested in Novelis. Now, why? Because they want to maximize the shareholders' wealth. They want to make sure that they hedge again whatever the aluminum price movement is there. In order to hedge, no, they would just acquire the Novelis. So indirectly is a hedging, right? Natural hedge, you can say that. Please explain again, sir, about ONGC. See, we are talking about non-ferrous metal. ONGC, I'm saying that they the problem with the ONGC is that they have the upper ceiling. They cannot sell more than certain price. So they cannot take the advantage of crude price. Whenever the price movement goes up, they cannot take the 100% advantage of the additional price increase. That's the reason ONGC I don't like. Okay. And there is a problem with the ONGC. The ONGC Videsh is a subsidiary of ONGC, and you know very well. Again, this is all political. And if government says to invest in some country, in somewhere, they have to invest. They don't have choice. And problem is that many times, multiple times, they have to write off the investment in the ONGC Videsh. So whenever any management diverts the fund and all of a sudden they write off, then there is a problem. You know very well, ONGC acquired the this company called Hindustan Petroleum. Now you know there is a easy way to exit to ONGC. They sold the HPCL at higher price. Now that only the government can do, right? And ONGC has incurred heavy losses. Let me tell you, by acquiring the HPCL. So that something is bad. There is a breakout on Nifty metal chart. Can you suggest some good script, please, especially from metal sector only? Well, metal sectors are overheated actually, Ashish. People are saying that Tisco will go up more than 1,600, well, is a again the steel sector is different. So I can metal again is divided into two parts: non-ferrous and ferrous metal. Okay, so still something which is Tisco is underpriced, no doubt about that. I can say that Tisco is underpriced, but what price you are acquiring, that's also important. 600 was a very good price. 1,200 is something which is, I feel, that overpriced. Maybe you can, if you want to go for the metal, APL Apollo is very good company. Okay, that's a good company. Price is 1,500. This Tata, this one, which company? Tata Metal is also very good company. Maybe you can go for that. It is a sound company, debt free company. That's a good company, right? Tata Metallics I'm talking about. They are going to merge with another company, that is Tata Sponge. Now it is they don't change the name also. I bought ONGC at 118. Shall I hold or exit? uh, See, I tell you one thing. You can hold for some time. Okay, but ONGC is not a multi-bagger stock. So maybe 145, 150 you should get out ONGC. Okay, so can the measure taken for the business, like being socially responsible investor, can help the business to maximize the wealth? uh, yeah, so definitely the investor, again, I always attend the AGM, and then you raise the voice that, okay, fine, this is a problem, but investor, minority shareholders, they always have a say. But management has to listen, right? So that is something, listening capability, that's something which is very important, Krishna. uh, yes, anything else, Ashish? You are typing the message. You can unmute your sound also and talk, no problem. I'm not controlling mute and unmute button. I would love to listen your voice rather than this is not a webinar, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can
Yeah,
talk.
Harish, yeah, yeah. Thanks for the such a nice replies
Okay.
and good directions also.
No, sometimes I tell that no, people always burn their hair. They say stock market is dangerous. We lose money. I always,
Yeah,
whenever I talking to my friends also and my the investors, they say that I always lose my money. And then when we discuss in length, they invested. Now they're making money. So it's not actually discipline approach is very much required, and
yeah.
some common sense, yeah. And that's something will definitely help you. I'll tell you, we are, when I was in 12th standard, I started learning the stock market. In fact, you can say that, way back around 87, 88, 1988. And I already witnessed ups and down multiple times, you know.
Now I know, I know. I
So,
was with you only.
so
So I'm the witness. I know very well.
so this is something I'll tell you. My days. I'm telling you, when during my college days, actually, you must be knowing, I used to purchase one shares. That's a
Yeah,
time. where to get the annual report. Just
Annual
imagine.
reports, exactly.
And
Yes.
getting the annual report, because I was so eager to read the annual report, attending the meetings. That way I would learn actually. In fact,
Yeah.
so sir, Tata Metallic at current price is advisable. You can go ahead. You can purchase. Not a problem. Tata Metallic is a great company. You can go ahead. That's not a problem. But I would rather prefer to go for APL Apollo. APL Apollo is a great stock compared to Tata Metalics. But you can go for the Tata. But again, I'm telling you, metal is overheated. Let me tell you again, metal is overheated. Why people are crazy whenever price goes up like anything, 52-week high or lifetime high. That time people are thinking that no, metal stocks are great. I was thinking when the price was 600 rupees, 500 rupees, 600 rupees. That time Tata Steel was great actually. In fact, I so that time you should purchase the stock, right? And that's why I'm saying that the greed and fear is something you have to overcome, right? When the price is going up every day and you don't purchase, people will say, you don't know how to play with the stock market. You don't have to play with the stock market. You should be investor and make sure that long term should be a horizon, right? Please give some multi-bagger from this field. Whenever this the sector could, definitely, Ashish, I will give you the when I'll purchase the stock, I will tell you which stock I'm purchasing. And definitely keep an eye Hindalco. Let me tell you that definitely price will go down. So 101%. It will definitely touch 150, 140, 150. And that time you enter, no, you invest your wealth. You can double, triple within 4 years. It absolutely is possible. Yeah, because you have to make sure that whatever hard-earned money is there, it should not go waste. Yeah, it is something which is multiply. You can able to multiply this money. It's not a problem. That is also safe bet. I'm telling you. Yeah. Anything else before I conclude today's session? I hope that you enjoyed. I'm not getting into so much details. Actually, you may not like also. That's the reason I just have a bird view that okay, fine. This is something aluminum industry looks like. What are the main thing? Bauxite mines, power, all these things are very important. So you should know this thing. The expenses side, the how the consumption pattern. Okay, housing sector is there, then you have the, and also always I keep a track of the LME stocks. That is what is the inventory level. That is very important, right? Inventory level. What they're saying, I know this is out of my subject. Please provide some insight of EV industry and so. So I will take a separate lecture. Actually, don't worry about that. Whenever the turns comes, EV industry, there is a sunrise industry. Definitely, you should invest in EV industry, right? I will definitely discuss when your turn comes. Can we expect Hindalco debt to come below 0.33 near term? Yes, you can expect. Rohit, you can expect that it will go below 2.33. Yes, possible. Anything else? Many of us miss first session. Please send in a. See, I am planning to launch the YouTube channel. This is my pending from my side. So definitely I will be launching the YouTube channel and then you can subscribe. No problem. Okay, all the videos will be available. Don't worry about that. What is the characteristic difference between the non-ferrous and ferrous metal? Non-ferrous metal and ferrous metal. So steel is something which is a ferrous metal. Okay, non-ferrous metals are aluminum, zinc. These are the metals. They are we categorize under the non-ferrous metal basically. So difference is basically the way they are producing the metal. Okay. Okay. Anything else? So ferrous metals are actually, this is something which is a metal that contains iron and steel. That is called ferrous metal, and non-ferrous is other than iron and steel components. If you have iron and steel, that is ferrous metal. Non-ferrous means other than iron and steel. Should we invest in silver? Good question. To it, silver and gold, let me tell you, you should always invest. Okay. How much you should invest? At least 20 to 25% of your wealth you should invest in silver and gold. Straight, I'm telling you. This gold price and silver price historically, right, is if you see the price appreciate, the CAGR is around 10 to 11% CAGR. Safe bet, absolutely safe bet. At least compared to your the fixed deposit rate of return, I think so. Silver and gold, I think so. You should even I also invested. My whatever total wealth. Total wealth means what? Your for example, your immovable property and movable property. See the what is the market value of the total, and calculate the 25%, 20 to 25% you should have invested in silver or gold. That is a very clear cut guidelines, that 25% of your total wealth should be in silver and gold. And within in silver and gold, you can say 50-50 percentage. Silver, there is no ETF or something like that. Otherwise, gold you can easily purchase. Silver you have to purchase physical silver. So storage is a problem and oxidation is a problem. Silver. So basically, I prefer gold. And especially these soaring gold bonds are, you get a 2.5 percentage interest. That is a good return, and that's why you don't keep your idle money. Purchase soaring gold bonds where you get 2.5 percentage. At the same time, it is soaring gold bond price is linked with the gold price. Can we buy e-silver like a e-gold? That's why I'm saying, Ajay, you can purchase soaring gold bonds where you get 2.5% interest in addition to what the price appreciation. Go for the soaring gold bond. Yeah, fine. Yeah, that's gold actually. That's gold. Silver, you don't. There is no such scheme available for silver. So for silver, actually, in US they have the scheme, but in India we don't have. So silver, you have to purchase a physical silver. RBI SGB date is over. Every month they are coming out. Don't worry about that. Every once in a 2 month, they come out with the issue. So it's like a perpetual issues. Like they always come out with the issue once in a 2 months. So please grab whatever the offers you get. Gold price is always going up. Historically, it is proven. Nothing to worry about. If you see the last 100 years of gold price, so history will repeat again and again. Yeah. So I would rather prefer soaring gold bond. Yeah. Will silver price comes down, sir, in near future? Well, actually, it depends upon the inflation, and if you see the world economy, no, a lot of liquidity is infused. Moment the liquidity is infused, definitely this metal price always goes up. So price will go up. Definitely, it will go up. And I'll tell you, if you really wants to invest in silver, no, then invest in Hindustan Zinc. Hindustan Zinc is producing, a lot of silver. So they produce zinc, and the byproduct is silver and gold. I like Hindustan Zinc. Debt-free company, and is a very good company. Vedanta Group company, no doubt, the management. But if you see the dividend payout, a dividend yield of the Hindustan Zinc, it is 9 to 10%. They pay a hefty dividend. I'm telling you. You know why they pay a hefty dividend? Because dividend goes to Vedanta Resources. Vedanta, they want to reduce their debt, and that's the reason Hindustan Zinc generating a lot of cash, and they pay cash to Vedanta in form of dividends. So Hindustan Zinc is a good stock. Let me tell you, it's 63% is held by Vedanta, and balance is like government, and only it is very thinly traded. Floating stock is around 7 to 8%. Yeah, yeah, it's a good buy. Hindustan Zinc, you can go. That's not a problem. They are one of the largest.
Sorry, sir, Murli here.
Yeah, Mulli.
Sir, sorry to ask about Hindustan Zinc. I hold Hindustan Zinc from almost 3 years, and yes, you're right in saying that they pay very good dividends. Okay, and if you see the price now, it is at around 240 plus, which is like at least like last 15-year high.
It's
Okay,
290 actually. Price is 290. Believe. Let me see the price. I think so. Price is 290. Hold on.
340, sir.
340. Yeah, it is
Ah,
340.
yes,
Only-
yes. Sorry. 340, sir. Sorry for that. I was checking the zinc prices. Sorry for that.
Okay.
The zinc prices also, if you see, like the prices are almost a 15-year high. So, like you explained about the aluminum prices, do you think this zinc prices, international zinc prices, will also have a toll and it might come down?
Yeah.
Because Hindustan Zinc has been, in the last 2 years, it has been moving between 160, 170 to the 340 now.
Yeah. So basically, Hindustan Zinc, no, I'll tell you why. The story is different actually, Muli. Hindustan Zinc is planning to divest. They are planning for floating a new company to produce silver. So
Okay.
again, the story is different. Again, I'm telling you why I'm Hindustan Zinc. I'm very favor because they are going to set up the new silver plant, and they are going to split the company into two companies, that is zinc and silver.
Okay.
So that story, I don't think so you know, but that is what exactly the management is now going to discussing about. They're expanding the silver capacity.
Okay.
So it's a good company, let me tell you, debt-free company. Good, if you see the dividend yield of the company is 6.27%. When I
Correct.
invested when the price was 140 rupees, I started investing because I like debt-free company, is a good company. One of the you can say monopoly type of product, yeah. I'm telling you, because it's like very few companies are there producing zinc, and producing zinc is not easy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Muli.
Okay.
Only
Sir.
the temperature required is some between 99 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. You get a zinc. If the temperature goes above 100 degree, you won't get the zinc. It's like that.
Okay.
And on the advantage that Indians were the first invented zinc. You can see how we were advanced. Like they know very well that between 99 degrees temperature to 100 they get a zinc. So Indians were the first country who have invented zinc.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
When I study any industry, I get into all the details. Like, how the process works, what is the cost, what is the revenue, how the cycle works. Then only I can comment, right? Otherwise, it's very difficult. Okay.
Sir, where can we gather such a lot of information, sir, regarding that industries? Like, are there any kind of sites to refer this?
This is what 30 years of experience is telling you.
Okay, sir.
So you will get again what I'm saying, that read annual report of the company, you will come to know. Read when I reading, actually now I'm keep a track. Read Economic Times. Daily I'm reading Economic Times. Entire Economic Times of now it's not taking so much time now. Earlier days I'm talking about when I was a student. That time I used to take around 4 to 5 hours per day to read Economic Times. Now it's hardly I'm taking 15 minutes now, because now I'm connecting the dots, right? It's very easy for me now. When I read the Economic Times, you understand, right? What is the impact of inflation? What is the impact of crude price? Moment the crude price goes up, I know that which industry will be impacted immediately. So it takes time actually. That's why I'm started this series actually, so that at least you understand one by one. And again, this is a basic knowledge. So at least this will be it's an appetizer, like you understand some basic thing, then you can get into details, right? If you're interested.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other question? Ashish is typing. Ashish, you can speak actually. That's not a problem. You can unmute and speak. Krishna?
No, sir, no questions.
So no question, definitely very good. So I hope you enjoyed today's session.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Prasanna here.
Yeah, Prasanna, tell me.
Sir, your last class on holding companies was really, really good. So in addition to the list of companies what you shared, I was able to identify 2 or 3 more companies and almost all of the companies are looking like worth investing on a longer term basis. Thank you for the advice, sir.
Very good actually, and I hope that at least people are very shy to say that you make money. You can see that last time last to last lecture when I discussed the holding company, that time Kama Holding was 8,000 rupees, now it is 10,000, and the Bajaj Auto Holding was 3,600, now it is around touching 4,000. Most of the companies which we have discussed, they have already appreciated by around 15 to 20%.
Sundaram as well.
Yeah. So what I'm saying that, this is a logic, yeah, and this is something, if you're not able to identify, this is a way you calculate the intrinsic value of the company. Very safe bet. That's why I told you, right? This is just like a close-ended fund, right? See, Bajaj Auto Holding, that means, they are holding Bajaj Finserv, they are holding Bajaj Auto, and, when what I sometimes, what I do actually, I have got an Excel sheet where I know that how much they are holding. So I just plug the data, I change the price and calculate whether intrinsic value goes up how much. If it goes up by 300 rupees, it should at least increase by 150 rupees then, minimum. 50% discount. Yeah. Fine then, chalo, thank you very much. Next week, let us, analyze another industry. And what my suggestion is that, keep an eye actually, this industry, you can make money easily. That's absolutely fine. Next time, let us understand the EV industry. People are talking about that, let us understand. We'll see that. And identify this is sunrise industry and pick up a good stock. Yeah, you can make multi-bagger stock, you can identify EV industry. So let us study and then think about. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.